Aircraft have maximum landing weights, so they have to do a fuel dump over the bay because they'll be too heavy to land. So that's quite dangerous to land quite heavy.
Responding to aircraft incident.
They've already got their water cannons ready to go just in case anything ignites.
In Australia, just down the road can mean hundreds of kilometres. So to keep everyone connected, we rely on planes. And lots of them. Crucial to this highway in the sky is Melbourne Airport.
Melbourne Airport. Expect the unexpected.
It's the busiest airport in the country that operates 24 hours a day.
They might not have experienced something like this before.
7 days a week.
We've had fog, we've had rain, so tonight we've got to get it done.
With unprecedented access.
The team are always on alert.
From the control tower
first aid call
to the tarmac.
It's all about speed.
To the airport's 24/7 nerve centre.
Even if there's an incident, we're the ones scrambling and passengers still have a smooth journey.
We're going behind the scenes.
We're looking at the cameras now.
To places very few people get to see.
What's inside that?
All to keep Melbourne Airport running smoothly, safely.
Suspected firearm still in the chamber.
And on time.
2 down, 1 to go.
At a 24/7 airport, every...
I don't want this kangaroo jumping anyway.
...second counts.
Seas 10 to 6, we're on scene.
We've got a green light. We're good to
go. Melbourne. It's known for good coffee, laneways and sport. And the easiest way to get there is Melbourne Airport.
Flight 871 would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which Melbourne Airport stands and pay our respects to elders past and present.
It's 6:15 and the day at Melbourne Airport...
Morning, how are you?
...is well underway.
So far the morning's been really good.
If you just wanted to head down, there's a few more kiosks down the end.
Currently, right now, that's our peak time for international arrivals.
Coordinating thousands of moving parts...
Coordinations, can I help you?
...is the job of the Integrated Operations Centre.
Yeah, he's smashing glass. He's walking up the escalators towards the link.
The idea of the IC is essentially to make a smooth operation for everyone at the airport.
While Andrew keeps an eye on things from the IOC...
Just headed out to the Delta Concourse. I've got a couple of storerooms out there and looking to check on some emergency kits that I have out there.
It's emergency planning manager Ricky's job to prepare for every eventuality.
Emergencies here can range from a medical emergency up to the largest scale and worst case scenario for us, which would of course be an aircraft crash.
Ricky has thought of almost every scenario at the airport.
So I spend most of my days thinking about what might go wrong here.
Except being stuck in a lift during a power outage.
No.
Power's out.
Escalators are stopped. We're on emergency lighting.
Airport emergencies, what's your emergency? Yes, you've lost power. Are any critical systems impacted at the moment? So it looks like we've had a power failure, so it's lost power to the entire airport precinct. And your PCs are down, are they?
It's the morning rush, and Andrew is assessing the damage.
T4 check-in stopped, T3 check-in stopped, T1 check-in is stopped. Security screening, has that been impacted at all, Chris? Are they coming back up the X-rays or are they still down?
Nothing yet.
I got it. OK. OK, no worries, mate. All good. I'll let the guys know. All right, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Oh, so all 4 terminals are down.
While the airport's backup generators have kicked into gear, not everything has power back. Check-in has stopped, baggage services have stopped, and security has ground to a halt.
So the whole security goes down. We have to close it, so we don't take any risks. We close it all off just to then do tests to make sure everything's up and running again. Because we can't let any passengers come through without being screened.
Melbourne Airport is at a standstill. If the problem isn't fixed soon, massive flight delays will have a domino effect, impacting the air network across the entire country. So in the IOC, Andrew has set himself an ambitious target.
By 11:30, everything should be back to full operation, and then it's just a matter of assessing if there have been any delays and what impact it's had.
Get everything back online in an hour to avoid large delays. The outage has tripped fuses.
Found a couple that were tripped here, so we're just resetting them.
Obviously, at an airport our size, resetting all the breakers and systems to get them back up and running, that takes a lot of time to get done.
Hey, Eads, I just reset those 2 breakers.
One terminal is back up and running, but there's 3 more to go.
Nah, we've just found more issues, more stuff that's off.
Going down, resetting.
Lucky for Ricky, the elevator is back up and running. He's got to get back to the IOC to help the team get all the lights back on.
Just heading back from Delta 20 though, so I'm a little bit, probably 10 minutes.
Everyone's mobilising to get a crisis management team together, so there's been a number of effects from this event.
Ricky and Andrew need to get a wriggle on. Major delays here could mean the whole country could be affected.
They're obviously not confident in their 35 going on time. Thanks, Michael. See you, mate. Bye. Coordination, Andrew.
And things are getting worse.
Yeah. One of our aerobridge is Delta 6. They're having issues with the link and the roller door opening it. So this aerobridge here, there's a link down here that sets it up so the guys can't get this link open to be able to get onto the bridge to put it onto the aircraft.
The blackout has affected an aero bridge. It's the last thing you want after a 12-hour flight.
The flights come in from Delhi. Those passengers have now been on board for nearly 50 minutes, waiting for these technicians to fix the bridge.
If we couldn't, raise up the roller door, the passenger will be stuck in the aircraft. And we need time to work on it. Maybe we need to change a motor, or we need to, change some sensors, these things. We need time to fix it.
But time is not on their side. 270 passengers have been waiting on the tarmac for almost an hour.
We've probably got a few irate passengers on board.
And that's after a brutal 12-hour flight from India.
We'll most likely delay another international service, not only the one that this aircraft's doing, but then there's another international service that's waiting for connectors off this aircraft to go to, but then delaying another 100 or so people waiting for their flight to depart, because there's 15 people on this aircraft that need to get off. So every time there's a delay, there's always a knock-on effect.
The sensor is active. This is red.
While the technicians wrestle with the door,
Coordination, Andrew.
back in the IOC,
Yes, mate.
Andrew's been working the phones, trying to hold up flights so these passengers don't miss their connections.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. All right, no worries. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay. So they're not actually waiting for the passengers off this aircraft. They're going without them. So, yeah, so some of them are going to have to try and put them on the next flight, which is in not till 6 o'clock tonight. That's not good. Aviation operations is not boring. There's stuff going on all the time.
And just when a day in the IOC couldn't get any busier,
Just hold the line for me, I'll get the ambulance through to you, okay?
There's more.
72-year-old male on chest pains.
And here we go, another medical.
Job 6 on.
Oh, and on board that aircraft.
Just arrived.
It's bad news for a passenger stuck on board.
72-year-old male on board, chest pains. That's all we're doing at the moment.
That's all we've got. Roger. Thanks, mate. Yeah, we've just got a medical. Can I please have an escort from gate 39 to the lift at Delta 4?
At Melbourne Airport, the operations team is scrambling to help a passenger with chest pains still stuck on a plane that's just landed from India. The roller door to the plane's aero bridge won't budge due to an earlier airport-wide power outage. The only way to get the passengers off quickly is to manually override and get the door up the old-fashioned way. The man is quickly taken to waiting paramedics.
We already have Aviation Fire Rescue with him. They were the first on the scene and the first responder. We now have paramedics coming.
With one problem from the power outage now solved, there's a few more to tick off the list.
All right, so they're dead. They haven't gone back on.
Coordination's going to help you.
Any major delay in Melbourne will be felt right across the country. Airport staff are racing the clock to get everything up and running again by 11:30.
Once we get back up and running, we should be able to process those passengers quickly through all our screening points and baggage processing and check-in, so hopefully that'll be limited impact.
Andrew has a lot on his plate.
Looks like we might have to do a change for this China Airlines. Let's go Delta 14, please, mate.
And because the outage hasn't affected air traffic control, planes continue to come and go.
So you've actually got to watch all the aircraft movements as well as still focusing on dealing with the issues we're having arise from the power outage. So it's a bit of fun.
Melbourne is the gateway to Australia's southeast. Whether you're here for work or a bit of play, few are aware of the eyes in the sky that bring them here safely. When the airport is busy, there's an average of one plane every 60 seconds. Managing their comings and goings is an elite team of Air Services Australia traffic controllers.
Chestnut 705, monitor ground. Chestnut 977. You're right to the outbound Virgin 737.
And in unprecedented access, our cameras have been given approval to film in their inner sanctum.
Tug Purple 2, give way to the China Eastern A330. They're turning north into Alpha.
It looks very all calm and on the rails, but there's a lot of decisions being made by those controllers every second.
4-member ground gate taxi, Golf Sierra to the bay.
With every radio call, controllers account for runway traffic and weather conditions.
18 knots.
As well as altitude and velocity of each and every plane.
They're either really slow and final or really quick.
And with around 100,000 passengers arriving or departing here every day, there can be no lapses in concentration.
It's 100% or nothing. There's no room for error.
QLink 79, ground left into Victor, then Tango, hold short of Papa.
Air traffic control requires a very specific skill set.
Echo Delta, just give way to that 78 passing under tow.
Melissa has been an Air Services Australia controller for 14 years.
You have to be able to scan an environment and process information and draw information out of that environment. But then you also need to be able to devise a plan really quickly out of that.
You know, it's on the runway just before car 2A firm, hold short of runway 12. Cathay 134, follow the Jetstar 320 on Echo to holding point Papa, runway 27.
You know, only a certain amount of people in the world have the brain capacity to do air traffic control, and that's where it comes in, the adaptability and flexibility to change your plan, but keep your traffic picture, but keep it flowing and keep it safe. Like, you can't just ignore a separation standard because your plan changed. That's where it's fun, though. I think that's where really every day is different.
For all controllers, avoiding a collision is the #1 priority. And on ground control, there's one more golden rule.
I think the last thing you would want is two nose-to-nose on a taxiway because planes can't reverse.
With Mike Tower B3, request taxiways clearance Hollywood Charlie.
It's 4:30, runway 27, cleared for takeoff. So now I'm in the Melbourne Tower position, so the Aerodrome Controller, or the ADC, is the acronym for it. So I am controlling the runways here in Melbourne, so I'll speak to the departures.
What is 920 Melbourne Tower?
So they'll call me when they're ready, and the arrivals, anywhere from kind of 10 miles to 5 miles, they'll check in on my frequency and wait for their landing clearance.
You need the departure's wheels off the ground before the arrival's wheels touch the ground, essentially. But you can't have two wheels on the runway at the same time. What is 702? Line up, runway 16.
Minutes delay here in Melbourne or 5 minutes delay here, it kind of expands across the network and potentially delaying passengers all around the country.
He's on 120, runway 27, cleared for takeoff.
We've got to be pushing those aircraft into the gaps, arriving and departing aircraft.
To get the most out of Melbourne's two runways, it's all about timing.
Then if there's enough time, they'll depart an aircraft and then land the next aircraft. So that's kind of the game, and that can be anywhere from comfortable, so maybe 90 seconds between that decision, to there might be 10 seconds in it.
This is going to be tough. Jetstar 64, as you vacate, contact ground 121 decimal 7.
With just 10 seconds between this arrival and the next departure, Melissa needs to do some quick calculations before she can clear for takeoff.
Velocity 833, next arrival's right on 2 miles, runway 16, cleared for immediate takeoff. What a legend, he's already rolling. Okay.
If you ever go out to dinner with an air traffic controller, they're going to be so decision fatigued if they've worked during the day. They've made so many decisions. They're just going to say, "Can you just order for me? I don't know what I want," right? Because that's just the the mental fatigue of making decisions every second for 8 or 9 hours in a day.
If you're driving to work stressed every day, it's probably not the job for you.
That's 418 Melbourne ground. I see you there. Just a short stay. There's company behind you. I would never say, "Oh, computers will never take my job." I just don't think they're there yet.
672, continue Quebec to the bay.
Looking at a situation and deciding whether it's going to work or not is huge in this job, and I wouldn't trust a computer to do it yet.
To manage workload and keep controllers sharp, they rotate through different roles over the course of a shift.
So we generally work like 90 minutes to 2 hours on and 30 minutes off.
So far, the shift on aerodrome control has been situation normal for Melissa.
Rex 3514, Melbourne Tower.
Rolling on frequency, ready?
There you go.
Ready.
But controllers need to be alert because in aviation, it only takes a moment for everything to change.
2 November Lima, you have engine issue on the right side. Need engine issue right hand side.
When airports run 24/7, one delay can throw everything off track, making it hard to bounce back. All morning, the Integrated Operations Centre has been in damage control.
Two will come up first.
Yes.
After a power outage knocked fuses right across the airport.
Hey, Eads, are you looking at these lights?
IOC coordinator Andrew has given himself an hour to get all systems back on track.
Fuel supply is not impacted to the airport.
And now time is almost up.
Is the power still off?
Perfect, Saki, that's it, mate. They're all back on.
Finally, electricians have reset all the circuit boards critical for keeping the airport running. It's been a massive comeback.
Not 7. All right, coming, guys.
I'm glad. I think if the power went out and stayed out, that'd be a real headache for us. So, yeah, having those systems to be able to kick back in and make sure that the airport continues to have power and we can continue to operate is a fortunate thing.
We're pretty much all reset, so it's just now clearing a bit of the backlog. Bag drops are all working. People are checking in as normal. 11:29, everything's pretty much coming back to normal. Told you 11:30, so got it worked out. The thing is, we never really know what to expect when we come in on a shift. Some days it can be quiet, not a lot happens. And then other days we get pure chaos, which is power outage, air fault.
Just one of those days.
Everything happens.
Andrew said the Q word before. So.
Because it was quiet. You're not allowed to say quiet in aviation because that's what brings the fun. That's why we say it all the time.
Every day, enough people to fill the MCG pass through Melbourne Airport's doors. They come in peaks and troughs, and as afternoon gives way to evening,
I'm hoping it's nice and quiet.
There's a lull. So terminal coordinators Steve and Ebony are out on the apron checking in with their colleagues.
Yeah, sure.
When it's like this, like the sun's not out, there's a little bit of cloud cover, the breeze.
Beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
You never get over seeing these big birds and what they can do and getting loaded. It's just, just that, maintaining that connection.
I also like the smell of jet fuel.
Being a Saturday night, it's typically not too busy operationally, but you could get one incident and then we run off our feet.
November Lima, we have engine issue on the right side.
In the tower, there's an emergency call from recently departed flight 461.
Echo 2 November Lima, roger, copied, engine issue, right-hand side, climb 6,000 and continue heading 180.
The plane was bound for Abu Dhabi. But with the pilot reporting an engine issue soon after takeoff,
Melbourne Airport, Ebony speaking.
The airport is now on standby.
Yeah.
And Ebony receives an update.
Is it heading that way, is it?
The aircraft needs to return to Melbourne Airport immediately. But first, it has to dump fuel.
And do you have any specific area for dump fuel? I'm going to put you over the bay south of Melbourne, south of the field, and for your planning it'll be about 20 miles to the south of Melbourne, overhead the bay.
Aircrafts have maximum takeoff weights, maximum landing weights. Considering they're prepared for a 14 to 15.5-hour flight to Abu Dhabi, they take a lot of fuel, so they have to do a fuel dump over the bay because they'll be too heavy to land. So that's quite dangerous to land quite heavy. So it looks like, looking at it on fly radar now, it does look like it's turning around, going over the bay.
When a plane is too heavy, it can overshoot the runway, crash and catch on fire. So this evening, the airport's own aviation fire and rescue service have been deployed to the tarmac.
Responding to aircraft incident.
The airport has a game plan for every emergency. And this one requires a multi-agency response.
Yeah, if it goes belly up. They've done 3 loops.
Ebony's heading out to the tarmac to check that safety protocols are being followed.
So they'll display their emergency lights, just letting everyone on the airfield know that there's an emergency. There's usually 4 or 5 vehicles out for a local standby.
At 6,500 feet, the pilots of Etihad Flight 461 are preparing for the worst.
Echo 2 November Lima, your persons on board dangerous cargo. Okay, real dangerous cargo. You have 267 passengers, about 152, directly to 82.
Dumping fuel is extremely rare.
Consider a hold in your current position.
But with 282 lives at stake, the pilots of Flight 461 have no choice but to lighten their load.
We have about 15 hours to Nigeria and need to dump about 15 guns, which might take about 45 minutes.
They begin to dump 53 tons of fuel. Dumping it at such a high altitude means it evaporates into the atmosphere.
Passengers on board are probably going to be feeling a little bit nervous. They might not have experienced something like this before.
Engine issue on the right side.
the pilots of Flight 461 have reported an engine issue and have been dumping fuel. The plane's now light enough to land.
Capture November Lima to 10 via star 2500, cleared RMP runway 34. International Delta 500, runway 34, or star to be
But with a possible engine issue, the risk of fire on landing is real. So the Aviation Firefighting Service is on standby.
They've already got their water cannons ready to go, just in case anything ignites.
As Etihad Flight 461 comes into land, everyone waits with bated breath.
2 November Lima, the airport is on local standby for you.
Aircraft on deck.
You're welcome.
The plane's back on solid ground, but the fire risk isn't over yet. So fire and rescue stay on high alert, while the runway is cleared for service.
Airside safety vehicles will follow the aircraft down the runway just to ensure that there's no, could be hydraulic fluid or oil leaking from the engine that's got an issue. No debris is on the runway after the arrival. It's all just safety protocols.
Finally, the aircraft makes it to the bay, and terminal coordinators Ebony and Steve prepare to get busy.
So I'm going to head to the aircraft door and the aero bridge just to get an update as to next steps.
The plane will now be thoroughly checked by engineers, which will take time. So it's borderline whether it will depart again tonight.
Yeah, if this aircraft goes back out to Abu Dhabi, I will dance through the terminal naked.
It's been an hour since Flight 461 to Abu Dhabi departed. And until the plane is officially cancelled, the passengers must stay on board.
It's definitely an inconvenience for the passengers.
And to make matters worse, if the passengers do have to disembark, the airport is about to hit peak hour.
I think it's over 250 passengers on this particular flight. They will have to disembark. They've all been exited out of the country by Australian Border Force. They'll have to be re-entered into Australia. They'll have to collect their bags from the carousel, and then they'll have to make their way to an allocated check-in counter space where they'll be either given hotel accommodation or rerouted through other ports within Australia to get to their final destination.
It's just after 9 p.m. and more passengers are making their way towards customs.
We've got around about 1,500 passengers coming in on other international flights, plus the 200 plus on this one here. So not a great time to be dealing with an international cancellation, but things we must do.
And just when Steve and Ebony are ready to get to work, there's a call from the IOC.
Really? Well, that's awkward, because I said I'd dance through the terminal naked if it went.
Let's go in. Yes.
No probs. All right, thanks. Bye. A new flight plan's been issued, so...
After a thorough check, the engineers found the culprit, a faulty engine light in the cockpit. Now refueled, the plane is gearing up to take off again, almost 3 hours behind schedule.
So we've just seen one of the tech crew, I think it was the captain actually, that's gone out to do his walk around, which is a very good sign, because that means they have all intentions to depart again. That's something that they do just before departure.
And just when this flight seems like it's back on track...
Okay, so you're calling the feds now? No problems, we're just underneath, so I'll head to the bridge. All right, bye. Disgruntled passenger.
Really?
Your story just got more interesting. Yep, so they're calling AFP.
The Australian Federal Police are called when there's a threat to public safety. Some of the passengers on board have finally had enough and they want to get off the flight.
If it does result in a passenger offload, that takes more time. They're going to have to get the passengers' bags, locate them amongst approximately maybe 300 bags, find it, pull the bag off, load all the other bags back onto the aircraft before it can depart again. So time is of the essence already, and now we could possibly have another hefty delay on our hands before we can get this aircraft back out.
Flight 461 was forced to return to the airport because of an engine issue.
Aircraft on deck.
Even though the engineers have cleared the flight to take off, not everybody's happy.
We received a call from the airline asking for AFP due to a few aggressive passengers on board that weren't following any instruction. So we called out AFP to meet the aircraft and speak to the passengers.
It is very common for passengers to become agitated with delays. This passenger involved might have missed their connection. There could be a number of factors that have created this situation.
Some passengers are refusing to continue their journey.
Like I said, you're safe, you're okay. Right, you're on the feet are firmly on the ground, you're okay, all right? Okay, so the issue this flight has now is that people want to disembark, so they want to get off. Can't make people fly if they don't want to. Aviation standards are bags cannot travel if a passenger is not travelling with the bag, so the bag must be offloaded. So logistically, for an airline, it is a nightmare and it's very time consuming. That poses a problem with the flight already delayed and crew already pushing hours that may now result in a cancellation.
3 passengers have decided this is the end of their journey. But their bags are still on board.
With 282 people on board, we're probably looking at around about maybe 300 bags on board. It can be a bit of a needle in a haystack to try and locate the bags. So once they have the passengers' details, they'll know exactly where the bag has been loaded onto the aircraft. But one of the challenges is if that can was to be the first one loaded in the hold, there could be up to, sometimes 8 cans loaded in front of it that they have to remove for them to get to that can that has the bag in it.
Inside the aircraft, passengers have been stuck in their seats for several hours. Now the pressure is on ground staff to find the bags fast.
Given that it left pretty much just after 7 p.m, it's now 11. It's 4 hours. It's back to where it started.
A lot of restless people on board. I'd say 95% of all passengers on board will be connecting onto onward flights. Chances are everybody on board's missed their onward connection.
In a rare moment of luck today, the bags are located in the first few cans.
This is terrific news. Bags located. They'll close up the rear hold soon. We're still waiting on a pushback tug, and that'll be the final step. It's not over until the fat lady sings, until that aircraft pushes back and arrives in Abu Dhabi.
For the passengers, that's another 14 hours away. It hasn't been the quiet Saturday night Ebony and Steve were hoping for. And there's still that promise to keep.
You've got that on film.
As midnight approaches, Melbourne Airport is still wide awake. The runways stay open all night. But with fewer planes, it's the perfect time to catch up on odd jobs.
Hopefully it'll be smooth sailing. We've got brand new machines.
Tonight, Colin and his team are gearing up to repaint the docking lines at Bay D11.
This is going to be our 3rd attempt. We've had fog, we've had rain, and weather is looking favourable.
In aviation, clear communication saves lives.
Outage 171, taxi uniform Victor, hold short of Foxtrot.
Out on the tarmac, every line and marking is crucial for keeping aircraft in the right place. And at Melbourne Airport, there's 3,000 kilometres of them. all of which need to be repainted regularly.
We'll prep the yellow, the black and the red machines tonight. 6-inch lines. Let's go. It's imperative we get it done tonight because it just keeps getting put off, and the markings are actually faded to the extent where they're virtually unrecognisable. So we've got to get it done.
If Busy Bay 11 is out of action for the morning rush, over 1,000 tired passengers will be forced to take the bus to the terminal. It's now after midnight.
S1E1 maintenance column speaking.
So the pressure's on to have all lines painted and dry for the first plane at 6 a.m.
The paint machines that we've got, they've got a back rear motor that can do about 8 k's an hour. So when we're travelling from jobs to jobs, but even just line marking our particular work, so I'll raise the gun a bit more. We can complete work a lot quicker and be a lot more efficient. As we always say, we're going out to get the Harleys tonight and have a bit of a ride. And these machines are the thing that gets it done. We love them.
The team are ready to head out into the bay, just as there's a change in the weather.
Is that rain?
No. It's not rain.
Okay.
The forecast wasn't rain. If we get rain, that's going to ruin our job for tonight. We'll have to cancel the works and try and reschedule again, which would make it our 5th attempt at trying to get this bay done. Weather is always changing. We're on our way to Delta 11.
It's well after midnight at Melbourne Airport. And the airfield maintenance team need to have new lines painted at Busy Bay Delta 11 by 6 a.m. when the next plane is due to dock.
That's there, yeah? That's that one? Yep. That's that line they're going through there.
We're actually measuring out the new equipment clearance line. So this part's been taken off and a new one's going to be coming from here all the way down to there.
They're also racing the weather, which has been threatening rain all evening.
And there's a lot more coming across.
Each tarmac marking has to comply with an international standard.
In the corner there, 9.22.
So precision and attention to detail is crucial.
Then we can start painting.
Some of them have a continual red line. Equipment storage has a broken red line. And the black is only there to highlight the red. The red marking is what defines what it means.
As the crew starts to paint, the rain gets heavier.
I should have bought the shampoo.
Well, the way the weather's going, we've got a small window of maybe about an hour. And as we're speaking, it's getting heavier. So the window might close, might only be half an hour window. We'll get what we can done, see how we go.
Working around aircraft movements at night and in the rain presents many more challenges than your average maintenance job.
At night time, obviously, with these conditions, once the ground's wet, it takes longer for the ground conditions to dry out. Like during the day, you might get a bit of sunshine that breaks in the afternoon and can dry the ground conditions out and you can continue on. But at night time, we don't have that luxury.
We want to get it done, you know, so this is our job, this is what we do.
Luckily, we've put some thinners in the paint, which helps the paint dry.
As quick as the rain came, it's gone again. And the team can continue their work.
We're on a mission. You can actually probably see how old those notations are from all the wear and tear. We've got to get them down. Well, if we hadn't have had all the bad luck with the weather, we would have had it done a lot longer, I reckon. But anyway, that's one of the challenges that we face sometimes out here. I'm hoping we'll get it done by 0300 and give them plenty of time to dry so it's all good for the morning. When that first aircraft's coming in here and they start using this bay, it'll all be good.
Without the bad weather, the paint can stick, and there's plenty of it to get down.
To complete this bay tonight, we'll probably go through 60 litres of yellow, maybe a little bit more, 40 litres of black, 30 litres of white, 40 litres of red. Yeah, we chew through the paint.
With so many aircraft using the bay, it's critical the markings are accurate.
Now we've transferred over to the stencil work, which are all the different aircraft types. Like you've got A320, and then you've got, you've got your 747s. I think there's about 18 different aircraft types on this bay. It's all guns a-blazing.
And finally, after weeks of delays, Bay D11 has its new lines.
Mission accomplished.
But there's no rest for Colin and the team at the airport that never sleeps.
Always something to do. Never a dull moment at Melbourne Airport, that's for sure.
It's 6 a.m. And the biggest passenger plane in the skies is approaching the newly painted bay.
There's lines on the ground for every aircraft type, and we want to park it on the A388, right there.
And with that, Melbourne Airport has notched up yet another action-packed 24 hours. Even with a few unexpected curveballs, Australia's busiest all-hours airport has kept planes flying, businesses ticking, and families hugging it out. It's a massive job, and one that the team love to take on, with some help from a little caffeine.
You know, it's been a busy day when I've only made one pot of coffee.